is worksheet 1.5. This is at least the first half. I might do this in two different sections. So right now we're going to be talking about taking some numbers and adding them up, seeing what they equal. If I make a second video, that one will be rectangles and perimeters. So the sum of two numbers is 84. I'm going to start marking the text right now. Sum means addition. We have two numbers that add to equal 84. The first number is, or equals, 12 more than the second. So it's 12 more than the second. That means take the second number and add 12. What are the two numbers? I'm going to put a box around that because that's my question. And I got to make sure I answer that question. I could even start answering it right now. So I know my answer is going to be the two numbers are, and then blank and blank. And I just got to figure what those are. I don't care if you figure out what x is and circle it. You've not answered the question. So I have that templated right there. So we've marked the text, use the given information to write a verbal model, and then what does x represent? It's always the thing you know least about. The verbal model would be first number plus second number equals 84. All right. Well, now we need to make some expressions using x or using a variable to relate the two different numbers with one common variable. So we have the first number and the second number. X is always the thing you know least about. This sentence right here tells me about the first number. The first number is yada, 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 yada. They don't have a sentence that says the second number is yada, yada, yada. So the second number is the thing I know least about. The second number is x. The first number is 12 more than the second number. So I'm going to take the second number and add 12. So there's an expression or expressions for my second number and for my first number. So I said I was going to take the first number and add it to the second number, and I should get 84. So I'm going to do that. The first number is x plus 12. I'm going to add it to the second number, which is just x, and that should equal 84. So then as I start solving, I get 2x plus 12 equals 84. And then we just solve this, so we get 2x equals 72. And then when you divide by 2, you get x equals 36. Now again, that's not my final answer really. I need to go back to this expression. The first number is whatever x is plus 12. So that's 36 plus 12 is 48. 48 is one of my numbers. And the second number is what x was. So that is just 36. So the two numbers are 48 and 36. Let's try the next one. The sum of two numbers is 63. Sum means adding. We have two numbers that equal when we add 63. The first number is 3 times the second decreased by 1. What are the two numbers? So again, I can say the two numbers are blank and blank. All right. I need to identify the first number and the second number. The first number is 3 times the second. So I have a sentence telling me about the first number. That means that x is going to be the one I know, again, least about, which is the second number. I don't have a sentence that says the second number is yada, yada, yada. So the second number is x. But now I can go back and read that phrase. The first number is 3 times the second decreased by 1. So 3 times the second number decreased by 1. If you were thinking you should put parentheses there, I'm not a huge fan of the way this sentence is written. It might be mathematically correct, but it was a little confusing if we're decreasing the second number and then timesing it by 3, or if we're taking the second number minus 1 Is that what I first said first? And then times it by 3, or if we're taking 3 times the second number and then subtracting 1 off of that. And that makes a difference. So I'm going to triple the second number, get that answer, and then take away 1. We'll see if it works out. And if it doesn't, then we know we need to go back and try it again with parentheses around this. So let's go for this. So we're going to take the first number plus the second number, and then that should equal 63. So we have first number is 3x minus 1 plus the second number is just x. Needs to add to 63. So to simplify this, we really have 4x minus 1 equals 63. So we start solving for x now, which does represent the second number. What is the second number going to be? So to get x by itself, we divide by 4 here. So I get x equals 15, 16, I think. Yes. So the second number is 16. That means this number is 48. 3 times 16 is 48 minus 1 is 47. Do they add up to 63? Yes. Is the first number 3 times the second one decreased by 1? Yeah. So the numbers are 47 and 16. The difference, this is a little different. The difference, which means subtraction, of two numbers is, means equals 87. So, before I go further, let's keep reading. The larger number is twice, that means 2 times, the other decreased by 13. What are the two numbers? The two numbers are blank and blank. So here we go. So now we're going to change it. We have a larger number, and if we have a larger number, I'm going to call the other one the smaller number. Now we have a sentence about the larger number, so the other number, or the smaller number, will be x. And so the larger number is twice the other, decreased by 13. So that's going to be double it, but then decrease it by 13. So we're going to take the first number plus the difference of the two numbers. So the larger minus the smaller equals 87. If you're like, well, how'd you know the order? Well, it has to be the larger minus the smaller, because when we do that, we get a positive 87. So when we take 2x minus 13 minus x, we get 87. So combine like terms, but be careful. Make sure you realize that this is really a negative 1 in front of the x. So when we combine 2x and negative 1x, we get 1x. So it's 1x minus 13 equals 87. So now we add 13 and add 13. We get 1x, or x, equals 100. So I guess the smaller number is 100. I guess the bigger number is 200 minus 13. So that's 187. The larger number is twice the other, decreased by 13. Yeah, and they subtract. The bigger minus the smaller is subtracted and equals 87. So it's definitely right. 187 and 100. That was fun. Number 4, the difference, so again we're subtracting, of two numbers is, or equals, 23. The larger number is 4 times the other plus 2. What are the two numbers? The two numbers are blank and blank. Those are not swear words. The larger number equals, so since we have a larger number, I'm going to call the other one the smaller number. Smaller number equals, we have a sentence about the larger number. The larger number is yada yada yada, so that means the smaller number is going to be x. So let's build a sentence using x, or using the smaller or other number. The larger number is 4 times the other one. That's 4 times x, or 4x, plus 2. All right, there we go. The difference of the two numbers is 23. So large number minus small number equals 23. So 4x plus 2 minus x equals 23. So now we combine like terms. Again, heads up that this is a negative 1x. If you want to chop slash that, do it. When you combine your x's, you get 3x plus 2 equals 23. And now we solve for x. So I get 3x equals 21. That's going to be x equals 7. So now we can finish this off. We get that the smaller number equals 7, and the larger number is 4 times 7 plus 2, which is 28, 30. So the two numbers are 30 and 7. And when I subtract or take the difference of the two numbers, 30 minus 7 is 23, and the larger number is 4 times the other one, increased then by 2. Bada bing, bada boom.